Ranch in Harlan. Do It Best Hardware. The Agency in Harlan.
Hamilton Financial Services, Fairway in Harlan. Hanson House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hanson House.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa.
United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here, member FDIC.
Polly Jones Funeral Home, longtime supporter of Harlan Community Athletics and events.
Murtu Medical Center, committed to you, committed to our community.
Murtu Medical Center, physical therapy and rehab services.
Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. Live well.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical, build a bigger bin.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Family Service Community, SCSB.
Keast Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Conducting Swampler is a proud supporter of the Harlan community, education, and student activities. We move your business forward.
Cyclone Lanes, great family entertainment, including bowling, sandwiches, and homemade buttercrust pizzas.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor. Skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
You've worked hard to achieve success. You deserve a financial advisor that works as hard for you. At Hamilton Financial Services, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, we have the qualifications and the experience to help navigate your complex financial needs. Whether it's investment management, tax strategies, or legacy planning, we can work with you to help grow and preserve what you've worked so hard to achieve. Contact Dylan Hamilton today at 712-784-5500.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa. At Western Iowa Medical in Harlan, it's our mission to meet all your home health care needs.
How do you game? Do you shoot your shot? Do you go for the goal? Or throw the high cheese? Whatever you do, our goal at Murtu Physical Therapy is to keep you in the game. Murtu Physical Therapy. Game on.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's Fairway.
I'm Dr. Christopher Garten, and I've joined Murtu Medical Center as a general surgeon. A general surgeon performs most of the common surgical procedures you may need at some point in your life. Murtu has a Da Vinci robotic system which allows me and our OB-GYN, Dr. Kelly Anderson, to perform minimally invasive procedures that allow for greater precision, less postoperative pain, and less risk of complications. I look forward to serving the general surgical needs of our community here at Murtu Medical Center.
Harlan Do It Best is your best source for friendly service, expert advice, and innovative products. Whether you need to build it, paint it, fix it, or grill it, we have it all. Our full-service paint department, utilizing Valspar paints, can match any color for your interior and exterior painting projects. Check out our new Diablo tool aisle for all power tool accessories needed for your home improvements. Make grilling easy with our full selection of grills and grilling supplies. Harlan Do It Best, conveniently located at 1810 Chatburn Avenue in Harlan.
Looking for insurance coverage at competitive rates? As an independent agency, we are not tied to one insurance company. We work for you, the agency, located right across from City Hall.
At
At United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 59 and Pine Street in Harlan, you'll always find a smiling face to greet you and help you with all your banking needs. We offer competitive rates on deposits and loans, and the latest in technology with our online and mobile products. Come and find out for yourself why the difference is here at United Bank of Iowa. Member FDIC.
Listen to 105.3 KNOD. KNOD covers local, state, and world news. KNOD covers your favorite local high school sports, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Chicago Cubs. KNOD covers Brownfield Ag News programs. KNOD plays the hits you want to hear from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. KNOD has great advertising rates for your business. Call 800-876-KNOD for more info. 105.3 KNOD.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Cyclone Lanes in Harlan is your total family fun entertainment center. Known for our homemade buttercrust pizza, we also offer great burgers and a variety of other sandwiches and sides, all available to eat in or carry out. Cyclone Lanes is available for birthday parties, company outings, and church youth groups. Laser bowling starts on Friday and Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. We invite you to come enjoy some fun family entertainment and great food at Cyclone Lanes in Harlan.
Family, service, community. At SCSB, we put our values front and center in everything we do. That means offering incentives and education to help young people start strong financial habits early, supporting our local ag producers and small businesses with the financing they need to succeed, and giving help where and when the community needs it, because we want you to know that we're there for you when you need it. Start your financial future with SCSB, your financial partner for every stage of life.
At Keist Auto Center, it's our mission to be the automotive home of Ford, Chevy, and GMC drivers in Southwest Iowa. Conveniently located just off Highway 59 in Harlan, we provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and always deliver customer service with a smile. As your hometown auto dealer, we strive to make every transaction an easy one. Call or stop by today to get in touch with a member of our team and let us know how we can serve you today. Keist Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Hansen House Senior Living. Experience life, experience Hansen House. Cyclone Seed and Chemical is your one-stop shop for all your agronomy inputs. Whether it's seeds, chemicals, fertilizers, or custom application, the staff at Cyclone Seed will work hard for your business. When you work with Cyclone Seed and Chemical, you'll have to build a bigger bin.
At Polly Jones Funeral Home, compassion is our foundation. As a proud family-owned and operated business, we understand that during times of loss, empathy and understanding make all the difference. Our dedicated professionals, rooted in family values, are here to answer your calls and address your questions and concerns. With 3 locations in Harlan, Avoca, and Denison, we're available whenever and wherever you need us to provide customized services for every family we serve. Polly Jones Funeral Home, proudly serving our communities for over 90 years.
Advertise with HMU. Are you looking for an easy and affordable way to get your business out there? Why not advertise right here? HMU is looking for sponsors, and starting as low as $40 a month, your business could be featured right here. Our sponsors help us cover programs just like this one, and thanks to their support, we're now able to broadcast Cyclone sports, concerts, and more live on both HLTV, Channel 15, and YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Call 755-5182 and ask for Jonathan, or email jnorth@hmunet.com and ask for more information today.
At the Harlan Community School District Foundation, our mission is clear: to enhance Cyclone success in school and in life. Guided by our vision of becoming the destination for a community of champions, we're building a legacy of excellence, connection, and opportunity.
This year, we've celebrated incredible progress. We awarded teacher classroom grants to 25 educators, equipping them to innovate and inspire in their classrooms. Every PK through 12 classroom now features clear-touch interactive boards, bringing learning to life through technology. We partnered to share the cost of the Fall 2025 district publication, reaching over 5,000 households with stories of student success. Community generosity helped fund an elementary playground donation and Camp Invention Scholarship for 4 students.
Our growing alumni association and communication initiative expanded website and social media presence in collaboration with the Community Foundation of Western Iowa are connecting Cyclones everywhere and strengthening our future. Through endowment growth, community and alumni engagement, and clear, consistent messaging, we're building a sustainable system that will outlive any one group of leaders.
Together, we're not just supporting today's students, we're creating the destination for tomorrow's champions. Thank you.
But our work isn't finished. The success of the Harlan Community Foundation rests on the generosity of people who believe in the power of a Cyclone education.
Whether you give your time, your expertise, or your financial support, you are investing in the champions of tomorrow. Join us. Together, we are building a legacy.
Programming on HLTV Channel 15 has been brought to you by Pizza Ranch in Harlan, Do It Best Hardware, The Agency in Harlan,
Hamilton Financial Services, Fairway in Harlan, Hanson House Senior Living, Experience Life, Experience Hanson House.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa.
United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here, member FDIC.
Paulie Jones Funeral Home, longtime supporter of Harlan Community Athletics and events.
Murtu Medical Center, committed to you, committed to our community.
Murtu Medical Center, physical therapy and rehab services.
Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. Live well.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical, build a bigger bin.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone sports in Harlan.
Family Service Community, SCSB.
Keast Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Conducting Swampler is a proud supporter of the Harlan community, education, and student activities. We move your business forward.
Cyclone Lanes, great family entertainment, including bowling, sandwiches, and homemade buttercrust pizzas.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor. Skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
And after each class, we will line them up in the official order, and then he will critique them. Obviously, after your cards have been turned in. So I'll go ahead and get the skiers loaded, and we'll get started. Thank you.
Okay, this is market steers, class 1. The guy in front is number 1, 2, 3, followed by the little black steers 4. Okay, that's time. Go ahead and make sure your cart's filled out, get them turned in.
Everybody remember the black and white steer is 1, correct? Hopefully everybody got that straight. Step 1, get our numbers right. Whoever ordered this weather, thank you. I've been to my share of Iowa County fairs where it's been 100+ degrees. So, all right, are all cards in? Looks like it. Well, first of all, thank you to Mike Kelly for inviting me over to give some critique and opinion here this morning. It's nice to be back in Iowa. Mickey, my wife, and son Miles. Miles is here judging this morning. We spent 7 years in Coon Rapids. I taught at Carroll. So, if you guys have ever been to Coon Rapids, it's a nice little place, and we have the opportunity to run over to the Carroll County contest here this afternoon, so hopefully some of you are going to head over there for that contest too. Back in my heyday when I was teaching in Carroll, there used to be county fair judging contests everywhere, and it's my understanding this is the first year that this has been brought back, so it's great to see. Good to see everybody's faces here this morning. It's not exactly true that I'm a big Hawkeye fan. I'm an Iowa Stater. I went there to get my ag teach degree, so when you go to Iowa State, you're forbidden to love the Hawkeyes, I think. But now that we live in Nebraska, we have adopted the Huskers, so, That'll be one of the questions later on, by the way. What's the best football team here? And, we know we're not very good. Anyway, hey, let's talk about judging. How about that? So this morning, the goal is to, of course, we're here and we're judging, so the fun just kind of goes with it. But we're going to try to pick up some fundamentals, and hopefully you can take a few things away, positive things, away from competing and having a good time about the different species. When it comes to market cattle, I always told my students, fundamentally, well, it can be a little different whether you're judging feedlot steers or show steers. Does that make sense? Feedlot cattle, show steers. Although it's all the same thing, they're a little bit different, and some of the things that we use traits we use to evaluate them are one and the same. Obviously, these cattle are in halters, so these qualify as show steers, right? They look like show cattle. So we have to incorporate some things outside of just market readiness, weight, and performance. Does that make sense? Because feedlot cattle, all cattle are worth a fair amount. You guys pay attention to the commodity markets, or maybe you raise cattle yourselves. It's a good day to have cows, right? Or feed cattle, probably. They're all very valuable. The industry's in a good place right now in terms of value. So the weight and the performance of the cattle does matter. However, they're on halter too. So they need to look like good-looking cattle, eye-appealing cattle that move around the ring nicely. Beyond the fact that they should be market-ready and muscular, right? Fundamental traits, obviously, the end product matters. So in your minds, by show of hands, I guess, or actually just hold a finger up and just out of curiosity, we'll take a poll. Talking about all those traits, cattle that can move, that look nice, that are muscular, that are market-ready, that look like they're fairly heavyweight and high-performing. Show me the number of the individual that you believe fits that description. You guys want to participate? I've got one participant. I've got another participant. I've got a few participants over here. Yeah, I would agree with you. To me, the one steer, the black and white calf, at the front of the line here this morning is kind of the combination steer. He comes into the ring, he's fairly wide, his rib cage is opened up, he's deep ribbed. He looks like he's fairly sound and functional, he moves with ease. He balances up pretty good from the side because everything blends pretty nicely. He has a decent neck on him. Everything from the side, his line's kind of balanced right, and he's one that's stout to the ground and wide down his back and out through his hip and stifle back here. And you would guess, you know, he looks like he has enough fat cover, external fat cover, that he probably should grade if you guys have gone over quality grades. You FFA students done that, talked to quality grades before? Looks like he's fat enough to do that. So you could tweak a few things, probably, right? Maybe a little round shoulder, maybe a little round hipped. You could probably change that about it if you're going to get real critical. And then, I guess if you really boil it down in terms of just sheer value, the cattle, they need to weigh a certain amount and they need to be market ready, right? Those are some fundamentals. Not picking on anybody's calf, but there is one in these four that is not as heavy. He's significantly lighter appearing. If I was to bring out my weigh scale, he is maybe just needs more time on feed. Which calf in your mind, by showing your hand, is the one that probably is the lightest and the least market ready? Yeah, we've got them in order here. So therefore, we've got them in the order that we ultimately are going to place them. The Hereford appearing calf, which fundamentally is not a bad calf, right? He moves around, kind of, you know, nothing really keeps him from moving nice. He's a long neck, kind of a sleek, smooth calf, but he looks young and youthful, and he looks like one that could benefit from probably around 60 days of a lot of corn, right? About 60 days of feeding maybe to get heavier so he has more value, to be a little bit fatter. But that's a nice calf that's sleek and smooth. But I think fundamentally probably needs to be down here towards the bottom. How many of you found that one fourth in this class by show of hands? Yeah, sure, 3, but found you fourth. Correct, yes, the 3 steer fourth. Thank you for clarifying. What I think this class boils down to, not to dwell too long here, is the middle 2. That's where I had a little bit of decision. I was a little bit uncomfortable. I felt like putting the 2 steer in second was going against type and kind. Does that make sense? We'd established a type and kind of a moderate, stout, big-bodied steer in the 1 steer, and the 4 steer back here is kind of like him, but at the same time, not so much. At the end of the day, what I ultimately did is this bigger steer, in a perfect world, the bigger 2 steer, and I say bigger, he's clearly taller, right? Bigger framed. That steer in a perfect world would have a little more stifle and a little more width and a little more stoutness in relation to his size. But I felt like just in general, that calf was sounder. If you guys watched the way he moves, he was more fluid. He moved around the ring a little easier, a little more flexible. I also found that steer to be a little easier on the eye from the side, right? Does that make sense? Because of his neck and his shoulder and his lines, just read a little more eye appealing to me from the side. I read that steer fundamentally as just a heavier steer and therefore has more value because he weighs more, right? Does that make sense to everybody? At the same time, you could argue and say, well, 4 is stouter and has more muscle and stoutness in relation to his moderate frame size, right? He's a really stout-featured, big top calf that's really good in terms of his rib cage. At the same time, that little rascal needs to be a little bit longer in his neck, right? And in terms of his movement, he probably is probably the least, he could be looser in his movement. He's a little bit tight off his front end. Did you guys, by show of hands, see that? In the way they moved around the ring? He kind of lumbers a little bit is the best way that I can describe it. He lumbers. He just needs to be looser and freer in his movement. So I just sort of, at the end of the day, decided to officiate this class based on quality from the side and fundamentally which one has more value. That's the justification for my placing of 1, 2, 4, 3. Did you guys see it the same way? Some of you did. All right. All right. Are the Huskers your favorite football team? Oh shoot, got a lot of crickets. Do we love the Cyclones at least? Okay, don't tell me you love the Hawkeyes. No? Oh no. So last year we actually went to one Husker football game. We decided as a family to go watch the Huskers. We thought surely they'll beat the Hawkeyes. Last year, the day after Thanksgiving, it was 28 degrees. We froze our butts off and we got beat 42-10. Jeez. What a day. All right, the cuts, by the way, on that class are 3, 2, and 5. If you guys are keeping track of your score, the official placing is 1, 2, 4, 3, with cuts of 3, 2, and 5. I hope you got a 50. If you didn't, hopefully you learned something.
Where'd you drive to? Where'd you drive to?
Oh, I'm not going to say. Oh, I don't know. That's a dangerous thing to admit.
I was going to say, we're going to put
Hawkeye lever down the side of it.
Yep.
I grew up in a wrestling family, so Dan Gable was like a hero.
Oh, big time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I went to Iowa State Senior Forbidden. When I taught in Carolina, it was in my
Okay, make sure your cards are marked breeding heifers. The black and white one is 1, 2, 3, followed by the black one is 4. Was everybody all right with the way we did that last time? Circling them and profile down the middle. Does anybody want to see a different view this time? Okay, not everyone talk at once, so you are good.
you can get a 60 now. And I think we're going over 60. And I think we'll go over 60. But no one knows.
Okay, that's time. Please turn in your cards.
Or you want to turn yours in too, okay.
Yeah, hopefully those cards are in. I know there's a lot of other things you guys could be doing today, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate it. Yeah, beyond the judging aspect here, obviously, you know, some of you, as you get a little older, and some of you are in FFA, you start giving reasons. How many of you have given some reasons in FFA or livestock judging reasons? Some of you have done it. You like giving reasons? Usually the head shakes are this way, not this way. People don't really enjoy it. But I credit my experience in judging for the ability to stand in front of you and talk on a microphone, because I was so scared and so nervous as a kid, I couldn't hardly talk in front of anybody, and this has given me some confidence to stand out here and speak publicly. And so there's a ton of benefit, plus these decisions that you're making here can be utilized in multiple ways throughout life. We make a bunch of important decisions on a daily basis, and so your decision-making skill set can benefit from this too, right? So there's a lot of great things going on here. But if you're a hardcore livestock person, at the end of the day, hopefully you pick up a few things here and benefit from just the critique and the judging of this class. Hey, nice job, Mike. This is a nice class. It comes together pretty good. How many of you felt like this was a really placeable class by show of hands? Pretty straightforward. Pretty good cattle, top to bottom. But I do think at the end of the day, this is a breeding heifer class. They're on halter. These are show heifers. And to me, it was kind of a fairly easy conclusion. Breeding heifer means feminine, pretty. Show heifer means kind of a nice neck, good shouldered, soft body, good moving one that's clean in their joints with plenty of punch, meaning plenty of width and muscle and stoutness. And the heifer that kind of fits that to me, the kind of the really good looking, high quality one that has enough to her, was the fore heifer. How many of you like the fore heifer to lead the class off with? Got a few show of hands here. I think that, and credit to you, young lady, if that's your heifer, you do a great job of showing her too. I thought your showmanship was fantastic as well. A little side note. I thought the Hereford heifer fundamentally is pretty good cattle. How many would agree with that? The three heifers, pretty good cattle. I think that is a growthy, long-bodied, performance-oriented, stout, sound, functional, broody female that has, can you see it? C-O-W branded on both sides of her. You guys heard that joke before? She has cow branded on both sides. She just gives up a little bit of that P word, a little bit of the pretty. to the winner's not quite as sleek. And I think I only cut it 2 on top because I thought she's pretty nice cattle. Just not quite as smooth and sleek you know, symmetrical from a balance standpoint. I think that I prefer her type and kind better than the one heifer. Can you guys see that? She's a little more feminine, a little less terminal in her kind, a little more refined in terms of her muscularity, a little more feminine in her muscle pattern, if you will. And I think soundness-wise out of her front skeleton in particular. Now, if you're more of a steer guy or gal, and you like making clubbies, I think the black and white heifer down here in 1 is probably more of the steer making on the right. You guys see that? Kind of a club calf type of making, real moderate, real hairy, real wide, kind of a market heifer looking one. So I do appreciate those attributes. At the same time, in this breeding heifer class, she strikes me as probably the one that has the most terminal characteristics. Does that make sense to everybody? Kind of a little wider in her shoulders, kind of low to the ground, and just, you know, real wide open. I think the biggest thing for me as I step back and we look at her on the stand, I would just like her belly and her flank to be dropped down in her for her balance. Does that make sense? I hope to everybody, her belly and her flank to drop down in her so that from her chest back here to her navel, she looks a little more uniform, and so she balances better from the side. But I do think that, you know, she just has a little more squareness and stoutness. And I think the Horde heifer that rounds out the field is sure enough a sound, smooth-made heifer. Just gives up a little bit of the style of some of the others in here, and maybe gives up a little bit of the balance. And some of the flank is some of the other cattle in the group. So 4-3, 1-2 is the official placing. How many of you like them that way by show of hands? Young lady, well done. And I could open it up, and we got a few over here. All right, we got a few people that agree. That's always fun. The cuts, we made it small, so if we disagree, you're not going to get a big penalty. The cuts are 2, 3, and 3. And Mike, I thought that was a really, really good class, considering there were 6 heifers to pick from. It was a great class, and thank you to all of you for bringing those cattle out here for us to look at.
Class 3 will be market hogs. Okay, the red hog is number 1. This little hampy hog is number 4. The other hamp, the kid in the blue shirt, is 2. And last but not least is 3. Okay, that is number 3. The Duroc is 1. The kid in the blue shirt is 2. And then we got number 4.
All right, let's go ahead and mark your cards. Go ahead and mark cards. We'll get them collected.
Hey Mike, do we need a shower for the boys? No, here.
All right, as soon as those cards are in, we'll start talking. Thank you, swine exhibitors, for bringing those hogs out here for us to evaluate this morning. Luckily, it's a nice, cool morning, and everybody's being really cooperative.
Okay.
All right, show of hands. How many thought this was a pretty good class, pretty straightforward? Okay, good deal. For me, I readily admit that our business and livelihood is sheep genetics. And I grew up mostly with cows and with sheep, and I judged a lot of goats, and I don't judge hogs that often, but having competed collegiately at Iowa State and having coached collegiately, I paid attention and I try to know and understand, but I don't judge hogs that often, so I'll preface what I'm about to say with that. But okay, here's what I see when they came in. How many thought the red bear looked really sound and bold and big-chested and sound and level and correct in his skeleton, pretty muscular? Pretty nice made hog, maybe a little more foot, a little more bone underneath him. But that barrow struck me as sound and comfortable. That's a really nice red hog. He looked like the soundest one of the bunch, and he looks like he is one of the bigger, heavier weight, more muscular hogs that maybe could just use a shot of bone. I believe it's 4 over here. This barrow over here, the 4 barrow, struck me as maybe the most balanced and proportionate, meaning tall-shouldered, correct in his spine length, big in his rump, and if you're able to see down their backs very well, he's probably the broadest and widest and biggest. He has the most spread from his blade back to his hip. Fair? Is that fairly fair, I think? Maybe if I'm going to correct him, that barrow maybe has just a little bit of throat to him, and you got to walk him real easy because his blade angle is just a little sensitive. Maybe a little touchy, and the angle to his blade could be a touch more relaxed, because if we get him walking too fast, he'll get a little hunched in the middle of his back. I thought the most relaxed and correct in his lower joints was this red barrow right here, but I think there's 2 bigger, heavier weight barrows that are both pretty nice. And granted, the 2 barrow is also a nice, big, heavyweight barrow, but when I look at him, here's what struck me, gang. I seen a barrow that maybe is a little bit stale in his appearance. He has a little more throat, a little thicker in his neck, and his belly and flank doesn't allow him, the lack of it, I guess, in relation. A little shorter necked. He's not quite as soft in his flank. He's a little staler in his appearance. Does that make sense with anybody out there? Maybe doesn't have quite the balance and the freshness as some of the other hogs, but a barrow that certainly has enough soundness, a pretty good spread to the top side of the skeleton. I just like him to be a little prettier and more balanced to look at from the side. I think this barrow right over here, I believe this is the 3 barrow, is that correct? I think he's definitely plenty square. He's definitely level, correct in his tail placement. What bothered me a little bit there is particularly his back leg. I thought he was a little too soft on his back pasture and kind of threw his back leg outside of himself. He's one of the smaller hogs in the group, and he kind of comes at you with his toes pointed in. You can argue and say, well, he's soft in his knee and all that. I just thought he was a little frailer, a little bowed out in his back leg and in on his fronts, and one of those smaller, lighter weight bearers in the drive. So at the end of the day, the one that hit me the best just hit me as really good livestock, sound and comfortable, pretty level, and is dynamic from a muscle standpoint. I thought the red barrow in 1, followed with probably, to me, the most balanced, the boldest top, biggest backed one, to me, was the 4 barrow. We follow with this 2 barrow here, I think has a lot of good, plenty durable, plenty big top, just not quite as balanced and fresh to look at. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. His skin presentation and belly. And although this bear is square and big rumped and very level design, I'd like to just adjust his skeleton a little bit. And he's definitely one that's a little bit lighter weight in this drive of heavyweight bears. I hope that makes sense to everybody. We cut it small. 1423 is going to be the official here today. I hope you love it. If not, the cuts are small. They're 2, 3, and 2. 2, 3, and 2. And thank you to these exhibitors for bringing their market hogs out.
No zero drops over here. Get close.
Okay, so this class is obviously breeding gilts. That young lady is number 3. Number 4. The red Duroc is number 1. And then number 2 is a little shy. Okay, so once again, this hog is number 2. The red Duroc is number 1. That big ham belted pig is number 3. And the almost black pig is number 4. Okay, once again, that's hog 3. The kid in the blue shirt is 2. The Duroc is 1. And the almost dark black one is 4. Okay, go ahead and turn in your cards.
All right, anybody dropping 0 points so far? All right, we got one. Let's keep that rolling. Can match my drop. I'm at 0 too. See if I can keep that streak alive. Cards in? Still handing it in. I would say this was a little bit of a non-traditional class. A good class, but a non-traditional class. Because it's not one that I think, personally, I don't think you can just look at it and just like mask them out or just weigh them out. I hope that makes sense. I'm curious. Looks like cards are in. Cards are in, I hope. How many looked at this red gilt and thought that one's pretty nice? How many just instinctively looked at that one and thought, she's pretty nice? She gets her head up, she's feminine, she looks sound. I think, so there are certain traits, I'll just share this. I'm a believer that certain traits or attributes in livestock should be optimized, not necessarily maximized. Does that make sense? So like body length, in my opinion, should not necessarily be maximized. We should optimize it so that show stock, they are optimally proportioned and balanced from the side. Does that make sense? So like this gilt right here is correct and optimal in her length of spine. I read her as correct in her neck and very pretty and sound and functional. She's soft in terms of her belly and midrib, and then she comes at you square and correct in her knee and linear from knee to ground and fairly wide out of her blade. A gilt obviously that's big topped and big hipped and flexible in her joints and stout to the ground in her feet. If I'm going to change her just a little bit, maybe widen her out and give her a little more spring of rib. You guys see that? Maybe her center body could have more spring. But I think that one there is the highest quality one in the group, and I hope you liked her. Now, the hard decision, in my opinion, was 4 over here. How many of you thought that big top, partial belted gilt, white-footed one was pretty nice too? Big top, big heavyweight gilt with a huge top and a big rump, tight-throated and very feminine. I think a gilt that she too, when you get to looking at them, that gilt right there, also in a perfect world, she is huge in her top, but she too can have a little more spring to her center body. That's between her blade and her hip, obviously. And I just think, even though she's reasonable in her skeleton, I read her as the second soundest one of the bunch behind that gilt over there. She's simply not quite as sound and perfect skeleton. And that way that one goes, her toes are going the right direction, straight ahead, her flexibility is great. This one is a sounder option than the other two gilts in class that both have positive attributes, no doubt. I thought it was very, very close. I like the red gilt and sacrifice to some sheer size and performance and mass, and we go 1-4 in the top, but we only cut it 2, so if you took that switch, it doesn't penalize you that much. Now there's 2 gilts that remain, obviously, in 2 and in 3. And here's a situation where the 2 gilts, the positive thing there, that's a bold-ribbed, wide-bodied, square-built gilt, really moderate in her size, comes at you very wide and square out of her front end. You might say she looks a little quick and a little round, maybe off both ends. I thought that gilt right there was pretty proportionate and balanced. She's a little quick all over the place. I read her actually as a little sounder than this 3 gilt right here, particularly in her blade. She keeps her back kind of pushed down in her a little further. I think she's a proportioned, balanced gilt that's a little quick, a little small, and a little bit round. And you could argue and say the 3 gilt is as wide as anything in the group, isn't she? As wide as anything, it's super square. I just struggle a little bit with her skeletally. I read her as a little straighter, a little tighter, and more restricted in the way she moved. How many can see that? Anyone? A few of you can see that and understand. I read her skeleton as just needing to be looser and more relaxed in her joints and her blades. If you step behind her, her back leg has a tendency to go outside of herself when she goes, and that bugged me some. And that's ultimately, even though she's very bold and very square, And honestly, somebody might come in here and say you're dead wrong and switch them around, but structurally and skeletally, I didn't think any of them were narrow in here, I guess. I didn't think there was a narrow one in the bunch. You kind of sorted them on quality and balance and structure. I like the red gilt start. We followed with 4, then we went 2, 3, and we cut it 2, 3, and 2. I hope you got along. Great class. Kids, thanks for bringing them to the ring. Good job.
Okay, we've got our market lambs. And remember, this is a questions class. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Once again, this is a questions class. questions now. We're going to walk the lambs out, and then we'll bring them back when he's done with the questions.
Hope you're paying attention. All right, go ahead and exit the ring, please, market lamb exhibitors. Turn your card over, number 1 through 5. I have 5 excellent questions, if I say so myself. I have a feeling you guys are going to just ace this. Okay, question 1. Which is the ewe lamb? Write the number down of the ewe lamb. Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which one's the ewe lamb? Question 2. Which one's the natty? The natural. Which one is the natty? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, the black lamb. Natural color, black lamb. Which one's that? How many, not which one, but how many of the market lambs were slicked off like they were ready to hit the ring today? Were slicked off. They're all pretty short fleece, but there's 2 of them that were slicked off like they're ready to hit the ring. How many of them? Question 4, how many of them still had their flank wool? How many of them still had flank wool? Were unshorn in their abdominal region. Were unshorn in their abdomen region. From their navel or their sheath back to their flank. How many of them had wool left? They were not slicked off there. Ooh, details. Paying attention. Did you get that one right? She smiled. She got it. All right, finally, if you're paying, this is another one. See if you're paying attention. If Herbie Husker and Herky the Hawk were to get into a wrestling match, who would win? Right, Herbie or Herky? And you know who came up with the official answers, right? So there's only one correct answer. Okay. Real quick like, is that okay? Go back through them? All right, question 1, which one's the ewe? Question 2, what's the black lamb or the natural colored? Question 3, how many of the lambs were slicked off like they're ready to go in the ring today? Question 4, how many of them had flank wool or wool that was left from their navel or sheath back? And finally, if Herbie and Herky got in a wrestling match, according to the person that's coming up with the official today, who would win that wrestling match? All right, go ahead and fill out your cards. We'll collect them. The first question, the 4th question. How many of them have flank wool? It's not which one. There's either one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, or maybe all 4 of them. Oh, I did. Whoops. Okay, well, this guy's paying attention. See, I was just testing you. That's right. I knew that would happen. I knew that would happen. Apparently, I've already given away answers. Okay. If we got those in, we bring the lamps back in. We'll go over the questions here first. I was trying to avoid giving away answers, but that's okay. We want everybody to do well today. Have a good experience, get a good score. Another great class. Which one is the ewe lamb? You can participate by holding up the number of fingers. 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4 is the ewe lamb. Good job. Which one is the natty? 2. How many of the sheep are slicked off while I gave that answer? There's 2 of them, right? Two of them look like they've got 2-3 weeks worth of growth on them. Two of them have been slicked off recently in the ring. How many of them have flank wool? Well, technically all 4 of them, right? Because even the 2 that were slicked off still have flank wool, and the other 2 haven't been shorn. So they all have flank wool, so the answer is 4. And just because it's me, the correct answer for 5, of course Herbie Husker would be Perky Hawkeye in a wrestling match. I mean, it wouldn't even be close. So, all right, hope you got 50 or however many points are available, 25 or whatever on that. I thought it was a great class. Market lambs, muscle, trimness, balance. You want them to look, I mean, these are show sheets. You want them to look like fine-tuned athletes. How about that? Is that a description I hope that you can understand? And when yeah, so in your minds, hold up the finger of the animal that you think I just described, the fine-tuned athlete. Tall-fronted, athletic, good skin, muscular, good-looking, with plenty of trimness and shape and muscularity. This one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, I've got a 3 over there. Okay, all right. I've got some participation. I've got a 2. I've got a 2. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting then, because for me, when the one sheep walked in, I seen a long-necked, tall-fronted, good-moving sheep that keeps the top of his shoulder higher than his hip. We like a tall-fronted one that's alert. That sheep looks sleek and athletic, and you can see a ripple from a distance. Even you can see a ripple of a crease down his back, that means that sheep has great shape and expression to his top. I think he has plenty of depth. If you look here at his stifle, this is their stifle muscle back here where my hand is pointing, and he has good turn and great shape and depth of twist and leg muscle. He looks like a tall-fronted, lean, muscular, slicked off, hard-muscled athlete. And I know some of you showed me 3 fingers. The difference for me there between those 2, the 3 sheep is definitely slicked off, and he's kind of a bulky, dense-looking sheep. But he looks a little bit deeper chested for me. He looks flatter in his forerib, deeper in his chest. And when he moves in particular, did you guys notice that he pulls his top up? Did you guys notice that? He doesn't move out as correctly. He looked kind of lower fronted, deeper chested, and a little bit higher up in his top. I actually thought the 2 sheep, in terms of fundamentals of balance, was probably as good as anything. If you define balance the same way as I do. Now, balance is an important characteristic in all livestock. If you were to remove his legs and remove his neck down here at the base, and then just evaluate balance based on that remaining rectangle, then make a vertical split right down the middle here. You want 40% of their weight in the front half and 60% in the back half. Does that make sense, I hope? Which one kind of does that? That sheep there is small-shouldered, fairly shallow in his chest, and he deepens back to his hindgut or his abdomen, and he's big in his stifle. And I bet if he has big furry legs, that'll just accentuate that sheep's balance, if you know what I mean. I thought the athlete, the lean, trim, tall-fronted, good-looking, high-quality one that's plenty muscular, was that one at the front, the most balanced sheep that's still very muscular, and arguably the soundest. Did you guys notice the 2 sheep that stayed very level and pliable in his spine, correct and level, and just moved with ease around the ring? I hope you noticed that. I think the 3 sheep is a nice, big, beefy, muscular sheep. I think he's dense and he's slick, but he also reads right here across the midplane of his rib. I don't read him as having as much stringer rib. I read him as having a little more depth of chest from the top of his spine down to his chest, and particularly when he moves, he's less eye-appealing because he drops his chest and roaches his top. That's a very nice ewe lamb down here at the end. She's very, very stout, very hampy, has a huge top and a big stifle. I just think the way she carries herself around the ring, kind of low-fronted, down in her neck and open in her shoulder, she just doesn't present herself with as much class and as much style, and she's kind of the little lightweight market lamb in the group. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. If not, either way, the placing here today is 1, 2, 3, 4 with cuts of, we cut them small again. If we disagree, you're not going to be penalized much. It's 2, 2, and 3. 2, 2, and 3. Thank you.
breeding ewes. Make sure your cards are marked breeding ewes.
You guys know where sheep like to vacation? The Bahamas. There's a few people that appreciate that. The Bahamas? That? They're blatting, maybe. Wonderful joke. All right, there's a good, to me, all right, there's a really good lesson here in balance. All right, I try to be, I guess, very clear-cut in my definition. This is a nice, very nice set of ewe lambs by anybody's standards. They all have very positive attributes. The hand ewe lamb is the second time we've seen her. We know she's very stout-looking, very stocky, very big-ribbed, and very muscular. We love all those things about her. They all have positive things. At the end of the day, though, gang, balance, in my opinion, balance is as important as anything when it comes to sorting livestock of all species, whether it be breeding stock or whether it be market animals. And the way I define balance is just like the lambs in the last class. In case you missed it, the market lambs, if we were to remove their legs down here right at the above her hock and right up here above her forearm and then remove her neck at the base, all that would leave would be the triangle of her body and her stifle. And then if we were to draw a vertical line right down the middle, basically we want a 40-60 split, meaning 40% in the front half, 60% in the back half. When I look at these things, I see two of them that kind of do that. They have a skinny little neck and a tiny shoulder, a tidy chest floor, and they get progressively deeper from their chest back to their navel and back into their abdomen. And then they have plenty of cheek or stifle and plenty of leg wool to go with it. And then we have like a blue ewe down here that's kind of big and exotic and has a nice crease down her top, but she's a little shotgun middled in comparison. She needs her abdominal depth to be softer and deeper for her to meet that balanced definition. If you know what I'm talking about or understand what I'm saying, please show your hand. Some of you do. Getting some crickets, some understanding. Okay, very good. So, at the end of the day, I thought the top two were very close. I thought both of those ewes balanced up very good. To be totally frank with you, I initially liked the little ewe lamb that's currently standing here in the second spot in the 2 ewe, because she is really stout and she has a really big stifle. She's very, very muscular. As we continue to evaluate them, though, I just felt like the ewe lamb that ultimately the slicked off 3 ewe is prettier, taller fronted. She's bigger in kind. She's a little more exotic in terms of her front 1/3. Very, very feminine, long in her neck, taller in her shoulder. And I step up, and I have the advantage of being in the ring, I guess. She actually has a lot more punch, is the slang term we like to use. Width of rib and back and hip than you might imagine. Real stocky, muscular ewe here that's good for balance, and her stifle's huge, but she does run downhill. In sheep, gang, you probably know this, we like the top of their shoulder to remain higher than their hip. That's what we refer to as a tall-fronted, athletic show sheep, as opposed to one that's a little bit low-fronted. The blue ewe has a tremendous amount of value, and you can say, well, she's bigger outline, she's more extended than the smaller 2 ewe there. I just don't think her balance is quite as good. She needs more depth of abdomen. And the little ewe down here, finally, that ewe lamb there is very stocky and very stout. Love that about her, but her neck's a little bit jammed up. Her front end's a little low, and then her balance, her chest in relation to her hind gut maybe isn't quite as good. Great class. Thanks for bringing them out. The official placing is going to be 3-2, 1-4, with cuts of 2, 4, and 2. How many got a 50? Yes. We got a couple that agree with me, and a couple that like the joke. All right, very good. Moving on to the goats.
Okay, market goat, and this is a questions class. Once again, there'll be 5 questions. Okay, we're going to take the goats out, and then we will ask the questions.
Man, I came up with some good questions. Some might call them the goat of questions. I'm getting just some blank stares. Darn it. Okay. These are the goat of questions. All right. Question 1. Which one is solid red? Which one is solid red? Question 2. Which one would you say could be described as the man-eater of the bunch? Really muscular, really stout. There's one of them that just looks like he could eat other goats for breakfast. Question 3, how many wethers were in the class? Shh. How many wethers were there? Versus does. Question 4, how many of them were dehorned? How many of them were dehorned? Question 5, how many of them had a scrapey tag? An official government ID in their ear. How many of them had a scrapey tag? Do we have to repeat any of those? Okay. Mike, I think we're ready to collect the cards. All right, we'll gather them up. Who got a perfect score on their questions? Who just knows it? It's good. Confidence is a good thing. I like it. It's all right to be sure of yourself. All right, for funsies, I have a 6th question for you. What do you guys call a goat that's swimming really fast in a lake? A motor goat. Some laugh, some blank stares. All right, cards are in. We're ready.
Oh, you want to turn your card in too, no?
Thanks to all the kids and families that have graciously let us utilize their livestock for this experience this morning. I hope everybody's having a nice time. I smell lunch cooking. It smells pretty good, doesn't it? This market goat class, sometimes that's just the easiest way to do it. Probably not winning showmanship, but sometimes that's just simpler. I thought this class kind of was just broken down in just a simple fundamental. At a quick glance, there are two. Here's just a general synopsis or breakdown of the class. When you look at them, there are two that are just really husky and muscular and have a lot to them. And there are two that are just, they're nice goats, but they're a little skinnier and not quite as packed full of muscle. How many have seen that as soon as they walked in? Pretty straightforward class. Hope everybody can see that and understand it. I felt like 3 Weather, not only is he packed full of muscle, he's a pretty good looking rascal. He's stout and sound and kind of covers the show ring fundamentals. That's a pretty nice Weather. I would anticipate or think that one would be competitive about anywhere. He's very nice. I thought this Weather here in the second slot, the 1 Weather, has a big stifle, has a big flex, if you will, back here to his stifle muscle. You see some semblance of topside shape, and he's fairly dense. Now, here's a little thing to notice, gang, if you didn't notice. Look at his knee, and I'm not picking. It's a good learning opportunity. Look at that rascal. The backside of his knee is a little bit forward. And that's a bit of a thing maybe with goats that we see, is we have this thing with their knee set. He needs to be what the slang term is banana knee, like a good show barrow. We want him to be back and soft in their knee because it allows them more function and more reach out their front skeleton. That guy just doesn't have quite the mass and could be a little sounder off his front skeleton, but he's significantly bigger stifled, bigger topped, probably than the remaining two. The remaining two, by the way, we went 4-2 in that bottom pair, 4-2. So if this is 4, we need to sneak 4 up one spot and swap those two if you don't mind. You're 2, correct? The red one is 2? No problem. No problem. We're going to go over the questions here in a second. The Cape weather, I thought of the weathers that maybe didn't have or possess as much muscularity today. I just felt like the Cape weather, as I'll call him, is a little more up and out. He's a little longer necked and sleeker shouldered, a little nicer to look at from the side. How many can kind of see that, maybe in terms of his balance and eye appeal from the side? And finally, just a nice, sound, functional. That's a nice weather. He would win an award. He has the best disposition of the bunch, and that's something that you definitely have to appreciate, but just gives up. From a market animal characteristic standpoint, he needs a little more shape, a little more punch and stoutness to get up the line. So the official placing is 3-1-4-2. The cuts in this class are 3, 5, and 2. And the answers to the questions, the solid red one is 2. The man-eater in the bunch is 3. How many weathers are there? Well, there's 4. How many of them are dehorned? 2 of them are dehorned. And how many of them have scrapie tags? Well, legally, they're all supposed to have scrapie tags. That's that ID that has a U.S. premise ID. They all have scrapie IDs. Talk to your ag teacher if you're not sure what scrapie ID means or what that's all about. Talk to your ag teacher or parent or mentor. They can explain all that. Legally, every sheep and goat for interstate travel has to have a scrapie identification. So the answer is 4. How did we do? Did we get all the questions right? Yeah, now we're talking. Over here, did you guys get the questions right? Yes. Some blank stares, some head nods this way. Did you get a 50 on the class? Close. The bottom. Maybe the bottom? Yeah, I know that bottom was close. Yeah, I don't blame you. I was indecisive, I'll be honest. A coin flip. They don't allow you to cut a pair 0. I don't think that's even allowed. And a 1, well, that's just too weak. So I had to go with 2. Probably won't decide the outcome of the contest. All right, read those.
Okay, make sure your cards are marked breeding does. Okay, let's turn in our cards.
Sure, this is disappointing news, but I'm fresh out of jokes. So just a little bit of advice, kiddos, FFA, 4-Hers, if you've, I taught for 12 years, and it's always, you didn't need much as an ag teacher. I mean, it's a ton of fun, especially running around with the best kids you have in the summertime, the judging contest. But a little thank you every now and again, so make sure you give thanks to ag teachers, and especially because they're sitting over there scoring all your cards, and hopefully you didn't make it too complicated on them, right? If you get a 50, it's easier to score those things, right? So I hope you didn't make them pull their hair out by twisting up the placings, and maybe you could blame it on me, I suppose. That official was crazy. I think the number one person that, what I gather here, we're kind of spearheading this, and maybe I'm wrong, but there's a ton of people, a lot of kids bringing their livestock, a lot of supporters and volunteers, but Mike Kelly out here, put your hands together and thank Mike, if you would please, for kind of organizing this. It's been quick but fun, and hopefully it had some benefit. Hope to keep it going. It's a beautiful day to be out here learning and growing, and again, make sure if you get the opportunity, FFA members, just a simple thank you goes a long way. That's all I ever needed when I felt like I was giving it my best effort and trying hard for my kids. And thank you every now and again went a long ways to keep me inspired to keep working hard. So anyway, in this doe class, it was hard actually. I don't know why. Maybe it's me that made it complicated. But I felt like the one doe was like the one that tied it all together. Pretty good size, pretty good balance. She moved around the ring kind of the way you want, kind of free and easy, feminine, but yet robust and big-ribbed and had plenty of punch. How many of you like the one doe to lead off the class? A few of you agree. A lot of you over here. Okay, this bleachers, I'm going to hang out over here. We agree a lot. Great minds think alike, right? Or something like that. Okay. After that, I felt like it got a little more complicated because although the 3 doe standing there is obviously a heavyweight, she is absolutely broody, pounds heavy, she's extremely wide. She could be a little longer necked and more feminine, and I don't know what's going on with her. Is she injured? We don't know. Did you notice she struggled around the ring a little bit, particularly on her non-show side back leg? Did you guys notice that? She struggled a little bit, kind of a limp. But it affects her negatively today, and it's a little bit harder to evaluate her. She reads a little straighter in her joints, like posty in her hock, as opposed to having a good flex, and a little straighter out of her front. But I just thought, well, what's your alternative options, right? You got a nice little shapely doe here, but she too's kind of straight, right? You guys see that? And then you have a doe that's super feminine and sleek, but does she have enough stoutness and does she have enough width? Does that make sense to everybody, I hope? You can shake your head this way or this way, either way. Ultimately, there was one that's sound. Look at the way the one doe presents herself on her front skeleton, the way she stands there kind of rocking her neck back over herself. That's an indication of a sound one. She can only do that, just like the red gilt earlier today, lifting her head and neck above her shoulder. When they're sound and limber and pliable off their front skeleton, they can rock their head and neck back up over their body or above their blade like a hog. That's a sound-fronted one, a round-bodied one. That one's broody, but needs to be a little sounder, a little questionable in her neck extension. That's a nice, shapely little doe right there. Today, though, we question if she's quite sound enough. She looks a little straight. That's one she presents kind of a posty back leg, and you'd like her to have just a little more set to her back leg there. And a real pretty, feminine, skinny-necked one. I know that she's pretty good balance, and she's sounder than the 2 in front of her. But there's a significant difference in width and stoutness. So, the placing for me today is 1, 3, 4, 2. With cuts of 5, oof, don't take that cut. 5, 2, and 2. 5, 2, and 2. Okay, 8 classes, is that right? I think we did 8 classes. Thank you guys so much. Out of curiosity, if you can score your own cards, on 8 classes, who dropped 10 points or less? Oh, shucks, 20 points or less. How many of you just don't know? That's all right. Okay. How many of you think you did pretty good? By show of hands. All right. Awesome. Well, either way, I hope you had a good time. Thanks for the opportunity for letting me step in the ring and share my opinion. I think there's probably going to be some awards are going to be in like 5 minutes. Yeah, don't go very far. All right. Wow, that's fast. 10 minutes. What was the toughest class of the day? Who wins that award? No participants. Uh-oh, phones are out. I'm guilty too. Mike, great contest. Thank you.
Order of Harlan Community Athletics and Events.
Murtu Medical Center, committed to you, committed to our community.
Murtu Medical Center, physical therapy and rehab services.
Peterson Family Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex. Live well.
Cyclone Seed and Chemical, build a bigger Ben.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Family Service Community, SCSB.
Keist Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Conducting Swampler is a proud supporter of the Harlan community, education, and student activities. We move your business forward.
Cyclone Lanes, great family entertainment, including bowling, sandwiches, and homemade buttercrust pizzas.
How do you top Pizza Ranch's legendary cheesy ranch sticks? Any way you want. Get a load of these. Our new loaded cheesy ranch sticks are now topped with an extra layer of flavor, skillet crust, melty cheese, herbs and spices, and up to 2 of your favorite toppings. They're the ultimate appetizer on the buffet or on the go. Don't you just love that new menu item smell? Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
You've worked hard to achieve success. You deserve a financial advisor that works as hard for you. At Hamilton Financial Services, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, we have the qualifications and the experience to help navigate your complex financial needs. Whether it's investment management, tax strategies, or legacy planning, we can work with you to help grow and preserve what you've worked so hard to achieve. Contact Dylan Hamilton today at 712-784-5500.
Western Iowa Medical, providing outstanding service and the highest quality medical equipment and supplies in Western Iowa. At Western Iowa Medical in Harlan, it's our mission to meet all your home health care needs.
How do you game? Do you shoot your shot? Do you go for the goal? Or throw the high cheese? Whatever you do, our goal at Murtu Physical Therapy is to keep you in the game. Murtu Physical Therapy. Game on.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
I'm Dr. Christopher Garten, and I've joined Murtu Medical Center as a general surgeon. A general surgeon performs most of the common surgical procedures you may need at some point in your life. Murtu has a Da Vinci robotic system which allows me and our OB-GYN, Dr. Kelly Anderson, to perform minimally invasive procedures that allow for greater precision, less postoperative pain, and less risk of complications. I look forward to serving the general surgical needs of our community here at Murchie Medical Center.
Harlan Do It Best is your best source for friendly service, expert advice, and innovative products. Whether you need to build it, paint it, fix it, or grill it, we have it all. Our full-service paint department, utilizing Valspar paints, can match any color for your interior and exterior painting projects. Check out our new Diablo tool aisle for all power tool accessories needed for your home improvements. Make grilling easy with our full selection of grills and grilling supplies. Harlan Do It Best, conveniently located at 1810 Chatburn Avenue in Harlan.
Looking for insurance coverage at competitive rates? As an independent agency, we are not tied to one insurance company. We work for you, the agency, located right across from City Hall.
At United Bank of Iowa, the difference is here. Conveniently located at the corner of Highway 59 and Pine Street in Harlan, you'll always find a smiling face to greet you and help you with all your banking needs. We offer competitive rates on deposits and loans, and the latest in technology with our online and mobile products. Come and find out for yourself why the difference is here at United Bank of Iowa. Member FDIC.
Listen to 105.3 KNOD. KNOD covers local, state, and world news. KNOD covers your favorite local high school sports, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Chicago Cubs. KNOD covers Brownfield Ag News programs. KNOD plays the hits you want to hear from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. KNOD has great advertising rates for your business. Call 800-876-KNOD for more info. 105.3 KNOD.
Dr. J's Family Eye Care, longtime supporter of Cyclone Sports in Harlan.
Cyclone Lanes in Harlan is your total family fun entertainment center. Known for our homemade buttercrust pizza, we also offer great burgers and a variety of other sandwiches and sides, all available to eat in or carry out. Cyclone Lanes is available for birthday parties, company outings, and church youth groups. Laser bowling starts on Friday and Saturday evenings at 8 p.m. We invite you to come enjoy some fun family entertainment and great food at Cyclone Lanes in Harlan.
Family, service, community. At SCSB, we put our values front and center in everything we do. That means offering incentives and education to help young people start strong financial habits early, supporting our local ag producers and small businesses with the financing they need to succeed, and giving help where and when the community needs it, because we want you to know that we're there for you when you need it. Start your financial future with SCSB, your financial partner for every stage of life.
At Keast Auto Center, it's our mission to be the automotive home of Ford, Chevy, and GMC drivers in Southwest Iowa. Conveniently located just off Highway 59 in Harlan, we provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and always deliver customer service with a smile. As your hometown auto dealer, we strive to make every transaction an easy one. Call or stop by today to get in touch with a member of our team and let us know how we can serve you today. Keast Auto Center, proudly serving Southwest Iowa for over 31 years.
Okay, we're going to get started with awards. We'll do 4-H individuals. In third place, from the great state of Nebraska, Miles Birch. In second place, Linda Artfeld. And in first place, Danielle McClune. Okay, FFA individuals. Fifth place, Wayne Elmquist, Ogden.
And then we put the pins back in.
Okay, fourth place. I'm not going to say your last name because I can't. Haley from Avoca. Third place, Sienna Michaels. Second place, Adeline Gady, Griswold. And first place from Ogden, Chase Buck. Okay, FFA teams. Fifth place, Atlantic, number 1. Fourth place, Avoca, number 1. Third place, Atlantic, number 2. Second place, Harlan, number 2. And first place, Ogden. On behalf of the Shelby County Fair, I want to thank everybody that came out, all the exhibitors that let us use their animals, all the kids that came and judged, all the people behind the scenes that helped pick up place cards, let us use their animals, and organize the animals. So once again, thank you. If you guys have any ideas for us, please talk to your advisors, have them pass the information on so we can make this show better. So once again, thank you for coming.